What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Live to Metal. It's time for a big rock metal update. That's right, this update is going to be all 7 inches, mixture of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal like usual. You'll have to excuse my crackly voice. Allergies are driving me insane. So, is it sexy? Anyhow, I have a lot to show. I'm going to show them quickly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it because a lot of the stuff you guys will probably already know. But I'm excited about a lot of this stuff because I'm just glad to have it in my collection. This first batch of records, this entire batch right here, came from one guy. His name is Matt Cullum, and he's just a good buddy of mine on Facebook and YouTube. And he found some stuff in England and sent them to me, and no strings attached. Of course, I will be sending something to him as well because I can't just take stuff for free. It just drives me crazy. But let me show you what he gave me. This is pretty incredible stuff. So this is Alice Cooper. This is Teenage Lament 74 and Working Up a Sweat. Very, very cool. I think this is a UK pressing on the Warner Brothers label. And as you guys know from watching my channel, I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. I collect anything Alice Cooper. This is a UK pressing of Bed of Nails. Let's see, it's backed with On Your Gun, and it's on a kind of a minty green vinyl. The colored vinyl is, you know, everywhere nowadays, but back when this was released, what was it, 88, 89, somewhere in that area, you know, it was less common, especially on 7-inch singles. Promo white label copy of Ted Nugent and Dog Eat Dog on the Epic label, and this too, I believe, is a UK pressing. I should have looked before I started the video, but there's two versions of this. There's a stereo side and a mono side, so that's cool. Again, you know, anything Ted Nugent. Status Quo, Dear John, just one that I didn't have, and he included a bunch of Gary Moore. So this is a UK pressing of Over the Hills and Far Away on the 10 Records vinyl. Carrying in the Shadows is the B-side. I actually do have a copy of this one, but this is a single version. I have a 2 CD version, I believe, or 2 LP version, I believe. Regardless, it's Gary Moore. I collect anything to LIZZY related or Gary Moore related. So this is Gary Moore's Empty Rooms, backed with Out of My System, 1980, I don't know, 5 or so. Again, I believe this is a UK pressing on the 10 Records. I should have looked at where these were pressed at before. So this is a Empty Rooms, backed with Nuclear Attack Live from 1983. This is one of his more bluesy albums, Cold Day in Hell, Gary Moore, backed with something. Backed with All Time Low on the Virgin label. And finally, from this stack from Matt, this is, he warned me that I had a tear in it, but I don't care because it's an Aerosmith single, only released in the UK, that I didn't own. And this is a 4-track EP, promotional EP. And it includes, let's see here, Rats in the Cellar, Walk This Way, Same Old Song and Dance, and Dream On. And yeah, so it's like I said, a promo single. It does have a little tear in the cover right there. You can see, almost looks like a scratch, and it is a tear through, but it's not that big a deal to me. I'm just glad to have a copy of it. Never ever shows up here, so I've never even seen one before in person. So very glad to have a copy of that. So there you go. All those from one person, Matt Cullum. The rest of these I picked up over the last, few months. Great song. Listening to the Metal Massacre record in the background. This is Demon Flight. Alright, gonna get into some metal here. This is a new release from After All. This is Restored to Sanity. Backed with Target Extinction. Belgium speed metal band. I absolutely love this band. I'm sure you guys have seen me pimping this band quite a bit over the last couple years. and I'm doing it again. If you like that classic speed metal sound with the high soaring vocals, the machine gun riffing, the steady pounding rhythm section, that's what you're going to get here. They definitely have a unique sound. They're not a new band trying to copy Exodus. They've been around for quite a while. They have a good 9-10 albums out. This is their most recent one. Great speed metal, soaring vocals. If you like kind of Agent Steel kind of stuff, you might dig this kind of thing. Even like a sound like Deliverance, Weapons of Our Warfare, right in that area, you know, just fits in that fast, speedy pocket, but with melody. So, UK's Acid Rain. This is a 2015 release. This is a one song single. This is not a test. Plan of the Damned. The bottom of this thing says, no drums were barred in the making of this recording. Acid Rain are still in the square danciest band in the world, true fact. And copyright Acid Rain 2015, all rights reserved. Thanks for buying a product and not streaming like a cunt. So there you go. I'm sorry, but I find that really humorous. I know a lot of people don't like this band because they have a humorous side, but I like them. They have great music, great riffing, great guitar solos, and yeah, they have a sense of humor, and I don't see what's wrong with that. Not everything has to be, you know, political or dark or whatever you want it to be. So another one of those new wave of traditional heavy metal bands. Slow down, Scott. This is Stallion. This is let's see, 24/7 and Flame of the Show. You can see the back here. This I picked up from Shadow Kingdom quite a while ago. It wasn't that much, $7 I think, or $8 maybe. But I've been trying to pick up all their stuff. This is actually numbered. It looks like 818, so I don't know if it was 1,000 pressed. But this is a 2014 pressing. German heavy metal from Stallion. Norwegian heavy metal. Another one of those new wave of traditional heavy metal bands. This was sent to me by a very good friend of mine. Excuse me, I'm really having a hard time with the voice here. There's the front, there's the back. And this again is numbered 150 of 300, hand numbered in the back. Again, straightforward heavy metal, a little more on the raw side. When I say raw, it's not like thrash metal or death metal. When I say raw, it kind of has the edge of like early Iron Maiden, you know, like the Bruce Diano years. Kind of that punk delivery, but definitely heavy metal. It's not punk in any way. It just kind of has that raw punk delivery to it. Great stuff, Ravenshire, and I'm really looking forward to getting more from these guys. So, by the way, my friend's name is Rory Martins, if I didn't say that. Straightforward heavy metal. This is a promo single, Judas Priest. The Green MANALISH with Two-Prong Crown. I picked this one up in California when I was out visiting Rox Records for like $1, I think. US pressing, mono and stereo. Kind of cool. I've never seen a pressing of a single for Green MANALISH. So what was that, 1978, 79, somewhere in that area? Cool single. Like I said, you never really see Judas Priest singles out in stores, no less something unusual like that. Sticking with the UK heavy metal, this is SAXON. This is Nightmare, backed with Midas Touch from the Power and the Glory album. New wave of British heavy metal band, SAXON, and again, another band, I pick up anything by them. Love SAXON. I even like their more melodic stuff, and I definitely like the newer stuff they're putting out. Just great heavy metal. Nightmare. This is a Mass US band from Boston, Massachusetts, which is where the band Mass gets their name. And then Left Behind is the B-side. A-side is Do You Love Me, remixed single version. So another band I just happen to love a lot and pick up anything by them. Speaking of Mass, I'm actually working on the artwork for their very first album that was recorded for A&M Records in 1982, I believe it was, and it was shelved by A&M because of management issues. Produced by Tom Allum, who is famous for the work he did with Judas Priest, and yeah, that's going to be coming out on Retroactive Records, I think next year on vinyl, probably vinyl and CD, but definitely vinyl. So I'm pretty excited about that because I love Mass, and that early stuff was just so heavy. Great stuff. All right, Charisma. I believe these guys were they German or Swedish? Maybe they're Swedish. Anyhow, this is a pretty much straightforward heavy metal, a little more on the melodic, on the commercial side. Try it, turn me up and try it. Feel the Love is the name of this. 2 songs on here. Charisma. Picked this one up in a trade from a friend. Charisma, Turn Me On. And this is, I'm pretty sure they are German. I mean, I hate when I can't remember where these bands are from. Regardless, they're from over the sea somewhere. Excuse me again. This is more metal. This is death metal from a band called Wicked's End. Backed with, it's actually a 2-band split EP. SAUL of Tarsis on the other side. SAUL of Tarsis is okay, but I really like the song on this side. This is just straightforward grunt and grind death metal, just the way I like it, you know. Here's the logo and the SAUL of Tarsis logo. Yeah, just good stuff. Old school death metal. It's not, you know, grindcore. It's not metalcore. It's, you know, there's nobody screaming at you like a angry drill sergeant at a lazy cadet. It's just good, solid death metal. If I have time, I'll try and squeeze a clip of that in here. Alright, this next stack I gotta go through quickly. I'm sure I'm getting up there in time already. But this is all 70s, early 80s. I call it heavy metal because it was heavy metal back in the 70s. Most of these bands would be considered hard rock by today's standards, regardless. This is a 2-record set from Vardis. Too Many People. And let's see, we have Too Many People, The Lion's Share, Blue Rock, and Dirty Money. A little insert to buy Vardis stuff. This is from 1980, I believe, so this is pretty early. Like I said, I call it heavy metal. Some people may not prefer to call it that, but it's what it is to me. It's got that early 80s, you know, new wave of British heavy metal sound that was still in the 70s, but moving into the 80s and the heavier sounds. So Vardis, a band I've only recently discovered in recent years, and their stuff is not easy to find in the US, at least not on vinyl that I've seen. So I was really happy to pick that one up for a decent price. Alice Cooper, How You Gonna See Me Now? From the Inside album, 1978, and the B-side on this is an unreleased track called No Tricks, which is really cool. I didn't even realize there was any B-side tracks from the Inside album, which is odd because I usually pay attention to that kind of stuff, especially for bands like Alice Cooper, one of my favorites. Then Lizzy, Do Anything You Want. If I can get it out of the plastic here, that'd be awesome. There we go. Do Anything You Want, Just the Two of Us, Vertigo Records, 1978, right? 1979, sorry. Do Anything You Want, and Just the Two of Us, yeah. On the Vertigo label. Again, just one of those bands. Thin Lizzy, love them. I'll pick up anything by them. Though most people would credit them as being one of the early bands who inspired the whole new wave of British heavy metal dual guitar sound. There was a couple bands that had that sound like them, but I think Thin Lizzy were one of the big influences, especially on a band like Iron Maiden. So anything you can try one more time. Do Anything You Want, Thin Lizzy. It's the Trouble Boys, backed with Memory Pain. This is from the early 80s. This has 2 songs that were never released on any other album. Both of them just straightforward, solid Thin Lizzy. It's odd that these 2 songs don't really resurface on much else. You know, they should be showing up on like compilations or box sets. Maybe they are on one of the boxes I have. I don't know. I have to look again. I just haven't heard these songs in forever until I finally picked this one up again. Picked this up from Picture Sleeves USA, I believe. And it might have cost me almost $10, but I've been looking for it forever, so I'm glad I finally caught a copy. And I picked this one up from them as well. This one was like $5. I have the 12-inch on this. This is obviously Lizzy Killers with Are You Ready, Heroes Lonely Hearts, and Bad Reputation all live. I can't remember the year on this one. Was it 83, 82, 81? Even earlier than I thought. 81, and this one must have been 82 then, or 83. This is The Sun Goes Down. Love the cover art on this one. Kind of has that Japanese look. Backed with Baby Please Don't Go. Thin Lizzy collection is growing. I'll have to do a Thin Lizzy 7-inch vinyl update soon. Aerosmith, another band I absolutely love, and I scored some killer Aerosmith stuff. Been one of my favorite bands since I was literally a little kid. So, Japanese promo single for Home Tonight, backed with, I believe, Get the Let Out. Yep, Get the Let Out. Columbia, white label. European 1976 tour EP, Dream On, Last Child, Home Tonight, Sweet Emotion. CBS label. Album covers in the back. That was a sweet pickup, and I was glad to finally find a copy of that. Japanese single for, I forgot the name of the song. Excuse me. B-side is Bone to Bone. Early Metallica in the background. Remember Walking the Sands. I remember it's a cover song. It's a ballad. Not the best song in the album, but I think that the whole album as a whole is underrated. So, Letting the Ruts from 1979, I believe it was released. Cool Japanese pressing. Again, it's on this CBS. I think it's on the CBS label. Yeah, CBS label, the regular orange CBS label. Another Japanese single. This is Permanent Vacation. Ragdoll. Back with the Beatles cover I'm Down on the Geffen label. This is one I've never seen this one on vinyl in the US. I've got several versions of this on CD singles, but 7-inch vinyl from, was it Germany? Let's see here, we got, I think it is Germany. I don't know, regardless. Sit here and stare at this stuff. It says in the back in big letters, made in England. So it's obviously an English UK pressing. So there you go. Shut Up and Dance, backed with Deuces Are Wild LP version and an orchestral version of Crazy. A song everybody seems to hate these days for some reason. Yes, it's a ballad, but it's a blues ballad. And I don't know, I kind of like it. So, but then again, like I said, I'm an Aerosmith fanatic. So another European tour single. This is a 4-song EP. It's got Nugent on the cover. It says it's a Nugent single, but it's actually a promotional single for other CBS bands, because what you have on there is Mahogany Rush, Rex, Aerosmith, and Ted Nugent. Obviously Ted Nugent being the focus here since it was his tour. It's got his tour dates on the front. But I like all those bands, especially Mahogany Rush and Aerosmith and Nugent. Not as big a fan of Rex, mainly because I just didn't know it all that well. The song's not too bad though, I kind of like it. So it's a cool little EP that I picked up rather inexpensively. Found that it's worth a little more than I paid for it, so very cool. Another promo single for Ted Nugent. This is Yank Me Crank Me Live from Double Live Gonzo. And if I'm not mistaken, it's got a live version, both sides, and one is a mono and one is a stereo. Getting to the bottom here, almost there. Yellow Calling on You with Free from STRYPER. The oversized center ring. This is a real rarity, and this came from my buddy Dale Huffman's collection. As some of you know, Dale was a close friend of mine. He actually was on my my channel a couple times, and he's since passed away. 1977, this is a big rarity from Sweet Crystal. Just solid 70s hard rock. These guys are actually still around, but this is Warlords, back with Here, Now, and Then. And well, this one came from his collection. I don't like this song quite as much as I like the 70s song, but this is Sweet Crystal with Now or Never and Larry Moe and Curly Joe, attributed to Three Stooges. So, I mean, it sounds like a joke, but it's an actual, real, song, and it's very good. Last one for this edition is actually, I don't know, punk. I don't know what you call these guys. This is a Grave Robber. This is a cover of Love Hurts by Nazareth and Love Naz. 4-song EP, Love Hurts, Burn Witch Burn, Dark Angels Live, and Army of the Dead Live. So cool little EP from American, I think they're called horror punk or something like that. But they wear like these grave clothes and good band, Grave Robber, Grave Punk, Love Hurts. So there you go. That's the entire thing. I cranked through that as quickly as I could. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of these. I love discussing with you guys. I try and get back to everybody as soon as I can. So sometimes give me an hour, sometimes give me a couple days. It just depends on when I can get back to you. But I sure do appreciate all the messages you leave. And thanks for watching. God bless and stay strong.